You hear everything okay?
Yep, let's do it.
Let me do this. Let me do a sound check. How's this? You good?
Good to go.
Okay. Not too loud. Not a pussy like Lurch.
True.
You turn the headphones down.
Scares me.
That we coexist together because we're all Canadian. We're part of Canada and we're bonding together against the common enemy, the United States. What a horrible country. I live there now. They're the most un-Canadian people you will ever meet in your life. They look like us. That's the end of it right there. They're not like us at all. They're morons. All across the streets, they're even crazier. I was in Texas. Oh, there's some yahoos in Texas. That's where the term comes from. I don't even think the French have a word for yahoos. I got off the bus, a guy with a big cowboy hat comes walking up to me. Horse, nowhere in sight. Just looks at me, y'all from out of town? Oh yeah, all of us. Standing alone, Buford, who are you looking at? You can't call an American on anything, because they're violent. They'll get mad at you. They'll tell you right to your face, screw you! Canadians don't do that. That's why the rest of the world loves us. We know how to hate strategically. Somebody bumps into us, we don't yell, screw you! We go, oh, excuse me, I didn't see you there. And then as we're walking away, we think, what a fucking asshole. It's a multicultural world, isn't it? But we're doing our best, aren't we? We're hanging in there. We're cool, man. We're all right. We're Canadian. Shit. Look at us. We're not like the Americans. They're nuts. They're the closest thing to us, and they're crazy. What the hell is their problem? They don't even have a prime minister. They made up their own thing. President. We don't have a president. We don't. We have a prime minister. It's much less hostile, isn't it? Sounds like a cut of meat. You ordering the minister? No, I'm having the prime minister. Just don't let America overwhelm us with their bullshit. That's all I'm saying. I mean, they're different than us, but they're the same, and they fool us. They trick us, man. Look, they try to do the same things we do. We both celebrate Thanksgiving. They do it on a different day. Why? Because they're assholes. What do we do on Thanksgiving? Nothing in particular. Sit with family, right? Eat. That's it? Nothing else? No. What do? They celebrate the Pilgrims. Why? Why celebrate those morons? You ever look at them? They had belts on their hats. I would have loved to have been at that meeting just to see how it came up. Our hats keep blowing off in the wind. Let's put belts on them. Good thinking, Jacob. Anything else? Yeah, our shoes keep falling off. Buckles, you say? Oh, it's so bizarre. Canada and America, we live right next to each other, and we kind of get along. Or they think we get along with them, but we really don't. We're vitally afraid of them, aren't we? Because they have guns, and we reason. The guy who reasons with the crazy guy fucking loses. That's the problem. We got to pretend we're tough. That's the thing, but we're bad at it, aren't we? Because we don't want to do anything. You know what Canadians want? We just want to wake up in the morning and stand there. Because if we move, we might cause some trouble. The best thing is just don't fucking move. Stand there. Let the world move around us. And then when nobody's looking, sneak away. That's us. We're the great Canadians. We're fantastic. We've taken over the job of the Swiss. But even the Swiss were violent. Look at the pocket knife. You could kill a guy with those things. And the pocket knife, they had the corkscrew. We never perfected the pocket knife. There's no such thing as a Canadian knife. Canada is known for donuts. Tim Horton donuts. That's us. Don't screw with us. We'll peg Timbits at you. Because we care about ourselves, don't we? You're just a kid, so it's new to you, right? How old are you? 24, you're just a baby. Look at you. The world hasn't even enveloped you yet. Shit, you're lucky. You got a good job? It's okay. Typical Canadian answer. Doesn't want to start anything. Show anybody else up. What do you do?
Landscaper.
You're a landscaper? Wow, like a gardener.
That's right.
Well, you've got the fancy word for it. You're a gardener. The great outdoors. You live in Quebec and you're a gardener. You work 3 months out of the year.
Funny stuff.
That is pretty good.
I had to play that. Yeah. Oh, I didn't give him credit. I got to give him credit. Did you see the name on that?
Something Holtz.
Yeah. And I had it on the top of my tongue, but tip of my tongue.
All right. I got a Canadian story.
Yeah. Go ahead, dude.
Okay. So Papa and I ride our bikes probably around.
Jeremy Hotz, Canada and USA. It's on YouTube if you guys ever want to watch that. Go ahead. Sorry, Rob.
Yeah. Excuse you. Anyway. We ride our bikes about 2012, 2013 to the Stampede in Calgary. And so the RCMP mounted patrol police or whatever the hell they call them, the horse guys.
Mm-hmm, the horse guys.
They come in and before the rodeo starts, they do this whole, they ride, kind of like motorcycles would, like the Shriners. They're weaving in and out of each other and doing all kinds of shit. So anyway, at the end, they said, all right, everybody get your cameras ready. The time you've all been waiting for. We're going to line up and do the charge where they have like a formation, like they're riding into battle.
Okay.
And we've been drinking a little bit.
No, say it isn't so.
Yeah. Lee, we're in Canada surrounded by people. Lee goes, the charge? Canada ain't never charged into shit.
What he said?
Oh, yeah. I go,
oh,
shit.
God.
Here we
go.
No, typical Canadian, just like the deal. Nobody said shit.
Oh, God, dude. Oh, yeah, too funny. That sounds like something Popeye would do.
Oh, yeah. It was a good time.
We are going to have fun on this episode. We're going to talk about the Canada trip, but we got to have some fun too. Here we go, Rob. You ready to do this? We got our live audience.
Rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. You betcha. Probably wondering what this podcast is about, eh?
That's right.
Rob?
That's right.
Was that a good Canadian?
Hey, bikeaholics and listeners alike, the show is still going strong because of a lot of hard work and your support, of course. Thanks to all those loyal listeners and true friends of the show that have supported us or are supporting us. For less than a coffee a month, you can help support us too and put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank to make sure this show keeps moving on down the road. So, calling all law-abiding bikers, head over to our Patreon page and take action today. You can do so at lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Oh, did I mention there's benefits too? From all your friends at lawabidingbiker.com, we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless and ride safe. Hey, Bikeaholics, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson motorcycle, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. These guys ride and support riders just like you. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Ciro, CIRO. Don't forget, we are now a Ciro dealer. We have products right in our store. Lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up with awesome Zero 3D products right out of our store. Help support us. Big Daddy Kane down there in the store has them in stock, ready to ship to you right now. And you know the name, the faces behind the store, unlike other stores that you may order from online. Robbie, chatting it up.
You like that new live feed, bro?
Yeah, it works.
Look at that. It's a new camera. It's crystal clear. Russell Roberts is the one that I told you he bought a whole bunch of gear and had it shipped to me. I had some of the stuff, but he knew what I needed.
Which camera am I supposed to be looking at? That one?
Yeah, that's the camera. That's the live stream camera. The other one, that's the old webcam. It's not even hooked up anymore.
Oh, I see that. Okay.
So we went from low definition video feed to high definition video feed, and we've been.
And I look a lot better on the high definition.
Oh, well, certainly, dude. When you're actually here in the studio, dude.
Oh yeah.
When you get here, dude.
Yeah. Chris, I owe Chris Lizak a beer. He saved my ass today.
Yeah, why? Because he asked you about and he's a patron. It's Lizak, I believe. I believe we asked him in the past. Yeah, Lizak.
Yeah. I took the wife kayaking this morning. It's supposed to be close to 100 here today. So we went early. She wanted to go to the store. Got home. I'm walking in the house, and he Facebook messages me. And he says, "I'm assuming you're going to be on the podcast today." I look at the clock. It's 11:50. I was supposed to be here at noon. I go, oh shit!
Is he really? You literally? You forgot it, dude.
I had this shirt on
because we just texted yesterday.
I know
you're like me, running 1,000 miles a minute. Yeah.
So I had this shirt on, long sleeve, so I didn't sunburn, and shorts. Threw some jeans on, threw my boots on, and took off on my bike like a bat out of hell.
So a patron saved you to show up at your own podcast.
Yep,
that's the patron community.
And I think
the patron community at its best, dude.
I think he's going to be in Canada this summer, so I owe him a lunch or beer or something.
You definitely owe him. Chris, actually, the entire YouTube live audience owes Chris Lizak a thanks for getting LD and telling him that he had signed up for a live episode. I would have been sitting here. I wouldn't have been able to do the show without LD. I wouldn't have went on with it just because it would have been...
Because Ryan's not very entertaining.
No, I'm not very entertaining, and I need LD here for all this. He's been in charge of the podcast planning, or not the podcast, but the patron meetup up in Canada this year, and that is what we are going to talk about on this very episode. And LD is the planner, the ride planner, trip planner extraordinaire, and he hits it hard over in the private Facebook group with our patron members, and he's been planning all this kind of stuff that we're going to talk about on this episode. So that's right. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the 99%. That's right, large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. By listening right now, by being here, you are part of what we call the biker revolution.
Bitches.
Yeah, you got to throw the bitches in there. I love it. That's right, guys. Welcome back. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
That's right. We already did told you why we were running a little bit late live. If you've never watched live, you need to. We're up and running. YouTube Live is where we always do it. There's a sign-up list on our live page, lawabidingbiker.com/live. Head over there, upper right-hand corner, email, sign up. The only emails you'll get is when we're going to go live, when we plan on going live, and there'll be a button to push. You push through, and at the time we state that we're going to go live, that button will take you right to the platform where YouTube, where we are, and you can live chat with us and interact. And we usually go live right on time, except for today.
Hey, because of that little clip, I got here quick.
Yeah, sure, you betcha. I'm just going to keep doing the Canadian stuff, dude. And I'm just going to tell you, we opened there with a funny comedy bit. There was some, U.S. jokes. There were some Canadian jokes. And everybody that knows us, please don't take that stuff personal, guys. We can take the jokes back at us just as much as we can dish them out. And we absolutely love our Canadian patrons, our Canadian audience. They're highly supportive, highly involved. And if we really didn't like Canada or something, we obviously wouldn't want to take a trip to meet our patrons up there. So please, hopefully, I think most of our audience is lighthearted about any Canadian jokes or their U.S. jokes that you can slam back at us. We don't care. We're fun-loving, easygoing guys. We don't get caught up in that kind of stuff, but it's always fun. It's just fun to say a butte.
Oh, yeah.
And sorry.
And coach.
Or
how do they say couch?
Yeah. See, there's a whole bunch of Canadianisms.
You say A like every 5 seconds.
A. Just end it with A. And I was a cool Canadian story. You told a Canadian story, so I'm going to tell a cool Canadian story. So I just finished, many of you know, we're Leos, obviously. Our core audience all knows that our full-time jobs are Leos. I'm a motors officer, so I recently attended the North American Motors Officer Conference, Association Conference. It's training and competition. Anyways, we hosted it here. There was, because I'm
obviously, law-abiding biker, I think it goes without saying I'm pretty good at working on bikes. And so one of the, they use me, obviously, for that, and I'm fine with that. I don't mean use in a bad way, but they utilize my skills. And one of the Vancouver guys was down, and his bike broke. And this is what I mean about Canadians, man. The ones that I interact with, both at firearms conferences and motors officers conferences, these guys, I just have a great spirit, and they're always up for chatting. They love beer. They like to hang out in the hospitality rooms, and they like to chat. So his bike, he dumped it. There are a lot of guys dump bikes at the conference because you're pushing yourself. He busted his clutch handle, and I was summons. The Harley-Davidson rep there actually had extra handles, and he just slammed his bike real hard, and I actually took it apart right there at the conference, put a brand new clutch handle on, adjusted his clutch all up, and he literally, these guys, you know, he was so, you could tell, like, sincerely, like, I can't believe that you would do that for me for free. It took out a time of me practicing, competing, and all that. And I said, don't sweat it. He's like, dude, I want to pay you. I'm like, no, you're not paying me, dude. He was literally like, how much cash? I go, no, you're not paying me, dude. This is a conference. This is brotherhood. This is what this conference is about. I go, it's on me, bro. I go, have a beer with me and visit later tonight at the hospitality room. So this guy, he shows up. Nathan was his name.
Is he a patron now?
I don't think so. He came into the hospitality room with a bottle that night. He just had to give me something. Like, you know, he's like, hey.
What did he bring you? Where's it
at? Yeah,
Jameson,
dude. I left it down in the liquor cabinet. He brought me a whole bottle of Jameson, a special cask mate is what it is. I think they let it settle in beer barrels or something. I haven't opened it yet, but I was just so thankful. And he just thanked me over and over. He thought that was the coolest thing, that I would actually do that for him right on site and get him back up and running so he could continue into competition. And so, like I say, hopefully that's my recent Canadian story. And I've got lots of others because I go to a ton of different conferences, both as a firearms instructor and motors officer with these guys. And really, I can't remember if I've ever met one that's like, that guy's a real jerk. And I know they exist, of course. I'm talking about the ones we meet. And our patrons, Rob, our patrons that they met with us up in Sturgis, and these guys. So I have 3 experiences with patrons too, and they're just phenomenal. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to give a big shout out to John Patton. He's here listening today, and
he is in there. Good.
He is, and he's going to be able to give us some good feedback. Him and John Lister kind of putting together this whole deal up in Canada. They've been my go-to guys up there, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, John, to make sure you're here in the chat, and we'll use you for some questions probably as this thing gets rolling. So
Perfect.
Appreciate it.
I'm so glad he was able to be in there. Did you tell him about it, that we were going to do this?
No.
I sent out an email, so he must have got it. Or a lot of guys have alerts. If you guys don't have alerts set up on your phones for YouTube, you need to set up alerts so you know when you get a notification on your phone. You just go into your settings and have alerts from Law Abiding Biker channel. Yep.
I've talked to him off and on over the last week, and that's a couple of things I need to bring up today. Is we need to know who is going to be up in Canada from the patrons. So we need you guys, if you're going to plan on being up there, we need to know. We need numbers and guys.
Okay.
So get with us soon.
Okay, good. This is very good to know. Yes. Yep. And let's break that down, and we'll actually tell the guys what the best method to do that is, as far as getting a hold of us. But you know what? Speaking of patrons, and one of the most exciting things, Rob, about going to Canada, I think you can agree, is the fact that we're going to have the patron meetup, which we're going to break down a little bit more. But that's, there's a lot going on in the trip, but that's one of the probably most exciting things is these guys.
Oh yeah,
we get to meet.
Different guys like different things about riding. Obviously Big Daddy Kane, Lurch, and Oscar, they like to work on bikes. They like the mechanical side of things. I could care less about that stuff.
You like the community.
I love meeting people. I love talking with people. I'm a social guy.
You are, man.
The patron meetup, I do the ride planning every year. I've done it since the club started, and I make sure we have that patron day in there, not only for Ryan's business, but for me, because I love meeting you guys. And I know you guys want to meet us face to face and hang out, and that's my favorite part of the
cold
trip.
Beverage, and you're right. Well said, Rob. Why don't you thank these patrons then?
Thank you very much.
New patrons.
So, Lawrence Rekla of Orangeville, Pennsylvania, top tier. Jason Despain of Crestview, Florida, thank you very much. Dapkovich.
Yeah, that's how I'd say it.
Of Cary, North Carolina, top tier. Michael Kelly of Brunswick, Ohio. Roger Walsh of Wichita, Kansas is top tier. And James Patton of Monroe, Pennsylvania, top tier. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. This, the club doesn't, we get small benefits from Ryan having the business, but this really helps Ryan out, and it helps us all get together, and we spend a lot more time together, I think, because of the business. It's two separate things, but it's just so intertwined, and we really appreciate your help.
Yep, awesome, man. Well said, Rob. Well said. And the reason that we buckle down and continue to work for you guys, because that's how it works, guys. You show us your support both in the community and financially. It keeps us knowing that we can continue to grow this thing into the thing it's come, because that's the way it works. We know that you appreciate it if you financially support us, which is why on this very Memorial Day weekend, we filmed 2 new videos for you, and we spit 5 new podcast episodes, 4 of them live for you guys over the last 3 days. If we didn't have the financial support, there's no way we would have continued. That's just the way that we know you appreciate what we do and you value our time. And thank you so very much. We value your time too. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Get signed up. You can pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you. You can put a monthly cap so you stay in your family budget. Benefits, depending on what level, t-shirts, access to the private Facebook group, which we're going to talk a lot about in this episode because that's where we're doing all the planning. And then top tier, as you heard, you get a couple of guys there signed up as top tiers. We get a lot of top tiers. Access to premium videos upon request. So, Rob, why don't you talk about that? Most of the planning, guys, like I say, and I know we push Patreon, but it is the number one way that we're going to continue this. And we do a lot of the planning. There's a lot of behind the scenes. We get to know you better. You get to know us better. And that's where all this activity, because this is public, we are going to tell you some specifics about the trip, but there's not going to be some specifics we don't tell you because the only,
it's a patron meetup.
It's a patron meetup. It's a patron only meetup.
It's a reward for making that monthly donation.
Nice. Nicely said. So you said that people need to get a hold of you. Give exact. Now I'm just going to tell you, Robbie, I'll leave it at this, guys. Now, the patrons in the private Facebook group know the exact dates we're going. They're privy to that information because, like we say, they're in the private Facebook group, and this is really, meetup is for them. And so they know the exact dates, but generally speaking, we're going the end of June this year, and we're going to go into the first part, at least, of July on this Canada trip and patron meetup. The specific days, like I say, the patron meetup and all that is all private information right in the private Facebook group. How, if somebody's listening, they're a patron or they're going to sign up as a patron prior to the trip, what's the method because you need a right head count. Why don't you explain this?
Well, a head count's nice, but we're going to need your shirt size probably, I'd say, by Wednesday this week.
And what's going on there? I know, but why don't you tell the audience?
Well, I'll tell you what. So I plan the trip. So I look at where we're going to go and where we want to do the meetup. So we decided, you and I talked a little bit. We've got quite a bit of patrons up in Calgary area and some in Edmonton. So we thought, well, Calgary would be a good area to go. It's kind of a fun city. Lee Popeye and I have been there before. So I said, let's do Calgary. So when I decided to do that, and like I always do, I get a hold of local patrons from that area. I got a hold of, I don't even know if I got a hold of them. I think I started talking about we were going to go up there. So the Johns got a hold of me, John Lister and John Patton. Mm-hmm. And John Patton says, hey, I'd love to host a get together at my house. He goes, and I can accommodate it. It's no big deal. I'm going to take care of it. I'll pay for everything. And
this is so crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
This is the community.
I said, no. Ryan likes to pay for these, because he can put it together and
I can use patron money to put it together.
And you patrons are already making a donation. He says, no, won't happen without, me paying for it.
Unreal, man. Unreal.
So, how great is that, right? Here about 2 weeks ago, he gets a hold of me and says, I need everyone's t-shirt size.
I remember this.
I'm like, okay, and he goes, everyone coming, not just your guys, all the patrons. And I said, okay. And then he says he's going to make patron t-shirts, Canada Ride 2017 or something. So,
and he asked for my logo, which I emailed him to, high-res logos.
Yep. And so he's having shirts made. So if you're planning on attending and you want a shirt, awesome. John's going to take care of it, but we need to get that size probably in email. If you put it in the chat group, this is going to be, I won't.
You're going to lose it. So what should they do? Do you want them to send them to admin and I forward it to you?
That'd be fine.
So here it is, guys. If you are going to be at that meetup and you've been in the private Facebook group, you can get a hold of Rob if you don't know the exact days and the exact time we're going to meet.
We'll give the date today, but we're not going to give location.
Okay, good.
Once you get a hold of us with the admin email and Ryan forwards that to me, I'll be responding to each of you individually with a location and time. And John has the trip planned out, but where we're going to meet in time, we haven't finalized. So
John, admin, write it down if you're going to be involved in that. Admin at lawabidingbiker.com. Admin at lawabidingbiker.com. Subject line, Patron Canada meetup, and then something like that, Canada meetup, and just tell us your shirt size, and I will then forward that directly to Lawdog here, who's planning all that, and he can do that, get it to John, right, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. Well,
Plus, it's a head, and we need the head count because, right? Do we have a head count? Because we need to know. I mean, John needs to know food
and everything else,
right?
Yep.
So do we have a general head count yet, or that's forthcoming?
Well,
we're a month out.
Russell Roberts is coming up. I know that. And he's picking up, I think, Chris. And
he's going to pick up Chris Lezak?
I'm almost. Yeah. And then I think there was one or two other guys. I'm not sure if one of those guys could chime in on the chat. I can let you know. So I think there was 3 or 4 coming in a group.
Oh, wow. Riding together.
Yeah.
Patrons.
Which is
dude,
cool.
It's phenomenal, dude. You have patrons that are taking it to the next level. This community, this private Facebook group, this community, these guys are patrons, and they're on their own organizing a ride together and how they're going to get out. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, you don't just, in the private Facebook group, you get to interact with us, which, okay, great, fine. We're just a bunch of normal guys.
It's better interacting with the other guys.
Yeah, you get to interact with, how many patrons are there now, Ryan?
Yeah, John Patton says food is easy. The beer count is critical. Keep going and I'll answer that question.
Well, okay, I can tell you this, John, I've been to Canada a couple times. I have a lot of family up there. So I know that they crack down on
200. Go ahead.
DUI stuff.
Okay.
So guys, you need to be careful. There's not a lot of places to stay near John, so it's not going to be one of those, tie one on type of nights. So it's going to be, a couple social beers.
Right.
That's going to be your limit, unless you bring a tent, I guess. And I don't know if John's
you
willing
would have to ask John. We'd have to ask John. I think Rob's right. It's going to be a night where we're going to visit, and it's not going to be one where you just tie it on all night. Sturgis, yeah. It's not going to be Sturgis because we had a house there, see, guys. And a couple of the guys really tied it on. LD, in fact, were sitting right here.
I wasn't too bad.
Tied it on.
No.
Popeye was bad. Chewy was bad.
Popeye's the one that tipped my bike over.
Yeah, he did tip your bike over. And now in the driveway, yes. So we had a house, guys, there. And so those are the times where we like to really let our hair down. We don't have hair, but if we had hair, we'd let it down. And, tie one on. This is not going to be for that, guys. John Patton is opening his home to us. And obviously with that comes, the respect and consideration for that. So we will have a wonderful dinner. We will have some drinks. We will get to know each other. And then we will be done with that dinner. Now, I want to make sure, because John is in here, food is easy. Yep, the beer count is critical. He's right there. So that's why it's so important that we have the head count. And if you're coming, then Rob will get you the further details as far as, times and location as we near that date. So, it's going to be great, dude. Now, why don't you, anything else about, because you're the planner, dude, does John Patton need, and we need your shirt, of course, and it's going to be great. I can't wait to see what he comes up with on the shirt.
It's going to be amazing.
I know I sent the logos to him, and because I know he's including the Law Abiding Biker logo. And you know what? Here's the deal. As this Law Abiding Biker platform, and I know it's hot up here, Robbie.
It is, but
it gets hot.
The beer's going to go down faster.
Yeah. Well, you can go get one when I'm talking or something.
I'm almost done with what you brought me.
I just didn't want them to get warm. Apparently, they're not going to get warm.
No.
But as this thing, this beast, this biker revolution, this community is growing, that may be a new tradition that I didn't create, that the community created on a ride t-shirt, because we're not sure where we're going next year.
Cool as hell. I know where we're going next year.
Okay, you do. And we'll announce that at the end. Good. Because maybe we will have a patron get us t-shirts.
Private Facebook group already knows where we're going next year.
Okay, yeah, nice, dude.
I'm sorry.
I think you told me too.
The chat group, I just told them.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
one of the guys says, I can't make it up there. I said, well, next year, think this area.
Okay. Is it Arizona?
It's going to be Southern California.
Oh, we're doing the San Diego?
No. Well, we're gonna go down and meet up with the Sam Perdue guys.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna
Nice.
hang out with him for a couple days. So the ride may be
The Sworn Few. Yeah.
we've got a new chapter,
Perspective chapter.
working through their things down there, and we're gonna go hang out with him, and then we're gonna ride somewhere, but we're trying to decide where that's gonna be. Whether that's over to Tombstone, over to Vegas, over somewhere.
Tijuana.
Perfect.
Dude, we'll get
half
arrested in
the
Tijuana.
guys won't come back. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, dude. We'll lose half the crew. Okay, so generally speaking, Rob, Southern California, and so what I was saying is, is that may be a new tradition that the patron John Patton actually came up with, and we may continue with that next year. We'll get a hold of a patron wherever we're going in Southern California, and we'll pay for the shirts or something. John just steps up, but and say, hey, but you organize it, you create a shirt and get a head count, and we'll have a new yearly ride patron.
That would
How
be
crazy
cool.
is that,
Cool as hell.
dude?
Yeah, that's cool shit.
So I think John Patton might have just started a new tradition right there.
He's part of the biker revolution.
He is part of, yeah. Nice, dude. Robbie, right on cue. Yeah, sure, you betcha. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let's do it.
get some t-shirts, eh?
All right, so what do we want to do? We want to talk about our days, huh?
Yeah, hey, let's talk about the days.
All right, so I sit down when I make a trip, and I kind of, hey, I want to hit this location. So I type in, from here to, we'll just say Vegas, and it'll tell you fastest route. That's how Harley Ride Planner works, gives you the fastest route.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then I start dragging the route all over the damn place to back highways and things like that, and stuff that I want to see that I've ridden, that because I've ridden pretty much the Western U.S. and a lot of Western Canada, actually, between motorcycling up there and hunting up there. I've got some family that lives up in Alberta and BC, so I've been.
You hump any moose while you're up there? Moose?
No, I bird hunt up there. Geese and ducks. But anyway, so I've hunted a lot up there. I've been up there a lot. My great grandma lived in Alberta, so we used to go up there occasionally, Lethbridge area. So Lee and I, or Popeye and I, when we went up to the Calgary Stampede, we just had a blast, and we saw some beautiful country. So I wanted to incorporate a couple of things from that trip into this one. And it's benefited us in the past. I mean, I took you guys over Lolo and Beartooth, and I don't know if we would have thought of that stuff otherwise.
You're right.
Because I'd ridden that in the past. So anyway, they're on zoom in on 2, the location 2.
And what we have up is our Harley-Davidson Ride Plan and map.
Okay, so from Belfour to Kootenay Bay on, what lake is that? Kootenay Lake.
Okay, Kootenay Lake right here.
You can take a ferry there. It's part of 3A. Free ferry, if I remember correctly. Anyway, so you just cross the ferry. So Lee and I did that, and then going south on 3A it would be the east side of the lake is beautiful. So I wanted to incorporate that from last time. So
we're right. I wonder how long that lake is, because we don't have a measure, but that looks, dude.
Oh, you'll be on that for 15 miles.
That's money, dude.
So
I got to stop and get some drone footage right there, dude.
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah, you will. Well, when we're on the ferry, you could drone footage over the water.
Yeah.
Badass, huh?
And I got to, not to get off subject, I need to be somewhat careful because I don't know all the drone laws in Canada, quite honestly, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Part 107 certified here, FAA certified, and I know the rules, but I got to be careful. We'll see. Maybe I'll ask the ferry captain if that's possible.
We don't ask what's doing it.
Dude, I don't need to get arrested in Canada.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll have to pick up a box of beer at Belfour, so we got something on the ferry. But anyway.
Yeah, right. Can you drink on the ferry?
I have no idea. I don't know. Is that drinking and driving shit? I don't know.
Right.
So anyway, I wanted to incorporate that from Lee and I's trip last time. So finding places with decent hotels, decent prices. So we are going to ride from Yakima, Washington you can zoom back out, to Nelson, British Columbia. And on that trip, we're going to be on one ferry in Washington that crosses the Columbia River just north of Wilbur off of Highway 2. And we're going to go. Can you zoom out?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was chatting, dude.
Dude.
I'm freaking chatting. I think John Patton said just don't only worry about airports, which is pretty typical around here too. Stay away from, yield to manned aircraft, probably a lot. The way I understand, it's a lot of the same rules as here as far as Part 107 goes. So where do you want me to zoom in, brother?
Zoom out.
Oh, zoom out.
There you go. Okay, so we're going to ride up through Republic and Curlew, and then on Highway 3, it looks like...
What do you mean ride up through? Because...
Over to the left. In the U.S.
Oh,
Curlew Republic. That's day one.
I see. You started over here,
Yeah.
talking about it. And now you're going.
So over there where you were just at on Highway 2 or at location 2, that's where I knew I wanted to ride.
I'm tracking.
So I had to find a way to get there.
I'm tracking what you're saying.
So through the Colville Indian Reservation, through Republic and stuff, that's where I knew that's pretty good riding. So I said, well, let's get that route to Nelson.
We're going through Colville.
Yep.
Indian tribe.
Oh yeah.
Is Indian John going to stop in the spirit world?
He may stay. He may never finish the trip.
Where's John? We lost John in Colville.
He's on a fishing quest.
He's on a fishing quest. Oh, and if you guys know and heard podcasts, those are light Indian jokes because we have Indian John here and he jokes right back about it. So don't take it personal. All right. So we are going through the Colville Reservation. That's pretty, there's not a lot there at the Colville Indian Reservation, bro.
Not at all.
It's flatlands, isn't it? I mean,
it is. That through Keller there, that is a straight lot of nothing. It is a little bit forested though. It's kind of pretty.
Is it okay? Cool.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. There's some
Highway 21.
Yep.
Highway 2 over to 20. We're going through Cooley City by the dam and all that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We're going to go right up along Banks Lake to the bottom of Roosevelt.
Nice.
And then we'll go over 2 and then up 21. And then we'll end up crossing into Canada and we'll spend the night in Nelson, BC. Then we're going to go ahead and take that 3A where we cross on the ferry. And
where's Nelson?
Where the 2 is. Jeez.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying. That's why I got you here.
We're not on day 5. We're still on 2.
I see. Yeah, because that goes back up to day 5. I'm tracking, dude.
Okay, so day 1 is going to be from Yakima to Nelson, BC.
Okay.
Then on day 2, we're going to ride through Belfour across to Kootenay Bay on the ferry and then down 3A through Creston.
Can I ask one question before we move past Creston?
Go ahead.
What's in Nelson? I mean, is it a big
hotel?
city?
I have no idea. I've never been there.
Let's see. We're going to do this right here. Population of Nelson, BC. I'm just curious. I honestly haven't done it. And you know me, before
10,000.
I go, I will be doing massive research about attractions. You know me, I want to know everything about every city.
No, we don't have time for that shit.
10,230. So not a huge town.
Nope. But that's about right.
They're going to know we're there.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. Fucking know we're there.
Put on notice.
All right. So you just picked Nelson not because it's some landmark, but because it worked out well for our ride.
It fit in about the mileage we want to do daily.
Which, how many? We're doing 6 hours and 10 minutes. So we're riding from Yakima to Nelson, 342 miles, 6 hours, 10 minutes saddle time with a border crossing.
Yeah, and that border crossing can fluctuate time.
Right.
So 342 miles, not a bad day. You know, the problem is on day 1, we've got guys coming from different locations, so we have to keep that reasonable. We've got guys coming from Wenatchee area.
Right. And so are they going to leave here from us?
We're going to meet them probably in Wilbur.
That makes sense.
On highway.
Instead of them coming down and going back up. So our Wenatchee crew, North crew. Yeah. So who's all going from North crew? Not to get sidetracked.
At the beginning of Jeff, the whole trip.
Okay. Jeff's going whole trip.
Lee, first half.
Popeye.
Yep. Popeye, first half. Baker, second half. So
the
day we do the patron ride, they'll both be there. Lee will leave, Mike will show up that day and Lee will leave that day, same day.
Okay. Ferry's free, by the way, Philip Pence says, or Doug Morgan says ferry is free.
Yeah, both. So cool. Yeah, I think both of them are, the one in the US and the one in Canada.
Okay. So that's who's going with North Crew. So Jeff whole time and then half and half, the other two right now. Is there a prospective member going?
Yeah, the North Crew guy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
Squid?
Yeah, Squid.
He's
all
going.
right, cool.
He's
Squid.
in.
I can't wait. I thought he was.
Yeah, no, he's in for the whole trip.
They've got a new prospective member up there.
Actually, Squid and I are rooming together.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to throw in Lee and Mike with us. Third guy.
Half and half.
Throwaway, or what are they called? Rollaway bed?
Yep.
Rollaway bed. And yeah, that's how we're working that. So
sweet, dude. Okay. Back on. You ended at Creston.
Okay. So day 2, we're going to go south on 3A down to Creston. And then we're going to cut back into the United States on day 2. And that's going to be in Idaho. And we're going to come into Bonner's Ferry. And then we're going to go down to Libby, Montana. Highway 2 cuts south out of Libby. And that was the plan up until 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
And then I saw, what one is that, 27 North?
Yeah.
Just out of Jennings?
Yep.
27 North.
37, sorry.
Okay, 37 North follows like river or lake or something. And I said,
yeah, it's a nice lake there.
Those are usually a little windier and fun when they follow the water.
Hell
so let's
yeah,
do that.
Dude.
And it was actually only about 5 miles longer because the
Lake how do you say that? Coconoosa? That's what it is. Lake Coconoosa we're going to be riding along.
Yeah, Coconoosa. So what happens is when you get to Libby, you can go south or north and end up at the same point on the other side.
Right
They
here.
just go around a forest or something. And at Whitefish is where we're going to spend our second night.
This is the correct ride plan you gave me, though.
Correct.
This is the most recent. Okay, I thought I pulled them up.
Yep,
okay,
it
so
is.
you did have it down here, and you.
Yeah, I
wanted
did
to
have
do
it down on Highway 2 South.
Yep.
But I changed it to north. So we're going
Nice.
to be Whitefish, Montana, and we're staying at the Firebrand. Came recommended from a guy I took a cop class with. He's a cop there in Whitefish 5 years ago, and I've been Facebook friends with him. We don't communicate a whole
Leave
lot.
it to you, dude.
Yeah, and I said, hey, buddy, how's it going? It's all good. How you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. And I said, oh, real good. And I said, hey, coming in with some guys on bikes. Where do we stay? And he says, there's a brand new hotel downtown. It's next to the pub crawl.
Nice.
That's all he had to say. I go, shit, that sounds right up our alley. We're staying there. So Whitefish, Montana. So,
That's a 257-mile day, 4 hours, 45 minutes saddle time with a border crossing.
and you know, this,
Right?
That's true. And this year,
I always like to do this. I break it down.
on this trip, we're not pushing it.
No, we're
Because
not.
we've done days where there's been 500 to 600,
Lurch will be happy with you.
6 consecutive days. Oh, yeah. He might be able to sleep until 8:30. I'll let him. That's just for you, Lurch. Just for you. Because when he edits this, he's going to be cussing up a storm. He's son of a bitch.
You rang. Yeah. So you got a connect there, and
Yeah.
we got a cool place to stay.
It's a little spendy, but it's going to be a nice place right downtown. And we've stayed on trips on the edge of town before, and the guys are always like, God, I wish we were in town next to this, because we don't have to ride that way.
Right.
You guys can go down, have a few beers with dinner, and not have to worry about it.
Yep. Now, I want to ask you this because I don't know, because I haven't got to talk to you about this, and I'm not
Ask
saying
away.
it because I care. I think it's a badass trip. Why did you choose to cross in and out of Canada instead of just staying in Canada?
The problem was go down south. The problem was initially I was going to go from location 2 at Nelson across to Pincher Creek, Crow's Nest Pass.
Right here.
But then I thought, well,
95, 93, it's windy. Yeah.
yep, if you look at the day after 3, in the morning, right after we leave Whitefish, we'll be going through Glacier National Park
Right. So
on the Going to the Sun Road. And I
I'm
said,
tracking.
we got to throw that in. And that was a change. A month after I made the initial plan, I sent a lot of this stuff to Jeff and Lee because they've both ridden a ton
nice.
of area. And so I sent it to both of them. And Lee tells me, he goes, hey, that 93 across there is cool. He goes, but we've got to do Going to the Sun Road. So I
The
threw,
Go to the Sun Road. What's that?
well, it's just like Beartooth Highway is Highway 4
So
or
that's
whatever.
through the park. That's what they call
They
this
it the
right here.
Going to the-
Highway.
Going to the Sun Road. And zoom in on that. Windier than hell.
Yeah, and dude, I'm stoked. And see, that's what I wanted to know. We go by Lake McDonald through Glacier National Park. Phenomenal. And that's what I wondered. Yeah, I love talking to you about this. What your thinking was. I knew there was a reason we popped down.
Yep.
And again, I'll get more I'm actually learning more now. And then, a week before I'll really, really, really dive in. So I know where we're going. But I'm learning right here. So
You are.
that's going to be, and you say you've ridden this or Jeff and them, and we're going along the lake too, Lake McDonald. Yeah. That looks like pretty badass. Have you ridden this, Robbie? Glacier National or?
I have ridden, Lee and I went up to Calgary, and then we rode down to spend the night at my cousin's in Lethbridge, and then spend the night at his mom's in McGrath, Alberta.
Okay.
And then we rode down into the U.S. and went to the top of the Going Sun Road, and then we turned around and went back the way we came into Canada. We never made it all the way over to Whitefish. So
Okay.
I've ridden about half of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Russell says, we'll pass you guys on the Going to the Sun Road. So they must be going opposite or something.
If we're close to them, they're going to jump in with us.
Right, yeah,
Come on,
exactly.
Come on, Russ.
Yeah.
We got to figure this out, bro.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. We just didn't. We initially.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So let's get
expand
into
on
this
this.
a little
Please
bit.
do.
Okay. So
please do.
when we initially put this plan out, we got tons of, well, I want to ride with you. I want to ride with you guys. Can I ride with, what's the trip? Can I ride with you the whole trip? And Ryan and I sat down and we said, hey,
We did. We had a discussion about this.
we did. And Russ, I think, was here at the time we had the discussion because Russ
Yeah.
was staying at my house. So
You're right.
I said, man, what do we want to do? This is our annual club ride. Ryan stupidly started this business, roped us all into it. But it's cool.
Well said, dude.
But it's cool because then I get to talk to all you guys,
Yeah.
which I enjoy. So anyway, so I said, hey, man, what do you want to do? I said, in the past, we've always had a patron day. Several patrons want to ride with us on the trip. How do we want to put this? How do we want to make these two mesh, but keep our club time?
Right.
And so we said, let's make a patron day. And if you guys meet up with us a day early and ride with us, I don't really care personally. It's the whole entire trip,
right?
Because we want to be able to hang out together and build our brotherhood within the club, and that's kind of what the annual trip started as,
right? And it makes a logistical nightmare for us to try to get out of places and make sure everybody's. That's nothing personal. It's just
group of 25 people trying to get gas, get food, get rolling in the morning, things like that. So we, Ryan and I talked, and we decided let's do the patron day. Let's make that day about them. And then let's make the rest of the ride about the club so that we have our time together, building those bonds. Because we went on 1 or 2 just club rides prior to
me starting starting Law Abiding Biker.
Starting Lab Media. So the first Lab meetup was in Sturgis, and that was our third annual trip,
right?
Because we
actually had an unofficial with back in the day with Gregory.
Oh yeah, that was
an unofficial California. That was our first time we didn't have hardly any patrons. Now you asked earlier, we're up to 205 patrons.
Wow. Okay.
So, and that was kind of an unofficial. But the next year, or when we went to Sturgis, we kind of said, okay, we got enough patrons and we got enough requests. Now we kind of need to make this official.
Right.
So, Rob, well said. So that's nothing personal, guys, and I know our patrons understand. Rob said it well. We just can't have everybody the whole trip. It is number one. It is we need club time. Number two, even if we wanted to do that, it would be a logistical nightmare to have that many bikes and that many different people that don't ride together and travel together to understand how to get in and out of places quickly and rapidly. And there's just no way to do it when you take that many bikes into a gas station. We've learned that just from our club. The less people, the quicker you can stay on track and what you're doing. And, obviously we want that time, but that was nothing personal. And we definitely love our patrons. And it just, again, most of it is just a logistical. And as we grow, imagine next year how big the patron meetup. And there's just no way to do 6 or 7 days with that many bikes. It just would be an absolute nightmare. And it would be a nightmare for the patrons too, because if it's time to leave and they aren't ready and now they're not in and they're, we just don't want that kind of, somebody might get a little bit hurt about that. If we got to leave on schedule. LD will tell you that's why we make cracks about Lurch being late or trying to sleep in. It's, we got to stay on task on these. We've got long days and rides and we want to see things. And then in between all my little stops and filming, the guys have to kill a little time while I'm popping a drone or pulling out cameras. And so, there you go. It is what it is. And I know our patrons and I know our audience understands that, why we can't do it every day and why we're really, really focusing on the one day we do get to, spend with the patrons. So, okay, Rob, you're chatting away there and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm going to do this real quick, bro. And then we're going to get right back into it. Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has just what you're looking for. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome, lighting, and comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding. Bikeaholics for an easy installation. You know what that equals, Robbie? Less time installing and more time riding, and we love that, guys. All right, Zero 3D has a design team with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. These guys are bikers and care about bikers just like you, just like us. They pride themselves on the great customer service aspect. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email, sales@zero3d.com, or give them a call, 715-808-0027. Zero 3D is distributed in the United States by Drag Specialties, in Europe by Parts Europe and Zodiac, and in Asia by Twin Art. Check at your local Harley dealership and ask for Ciro Parts. Head over, check them out, lawabidingbiker.com/Ciro, CIRO. Tell them the Law Abiding Biker crew sent you. That's right. Don't forget, head over to our store because we are now a Ciro distributor. We have everything Ciro. You want to get hooked up with some badass Ciro stuff? lawabidingbiker.com/store. Big Daddy Kane down there working his ass off, ready to ship Ciro stuff to you guys right this very moment. All right. So where did we end up, Robbie?
We're going through Glacier.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to say about that? We'll talk at the end about the Patron Day ride and what we're going to kind of do, but go ahead. Go from here, buddy.
We're going to go through Glacier and then cut north on 89.
Am I looking? Yeah, 89, brother.
89, and then what's that turn into in
St.
Canada?
Mary Lake? It turns into in
Canada.
In Canada. Oh, hey, turns into Highway 6. Sure, you betcha.
Yep. We're going to go. We're actually going to be 89 north, and we're going to cut off on 17. And and then go up 6.
Now, before that, we're hitting this lake, which looks cool. You hit us a lot of lakes, dude. St.
That's
Mary
still
Lake.
in the park.
In the park.
Yeah, Lee and I have ridden past that one.
So we hit 2 lakes, Lake McDonald and St. Mary Lake through Glacier National Park. Nicely done.
When Popeye and I rode through there, we saw mountain goats and stuff at the top. Pretty cool.
Awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
it'll be awesome. We'll enjoy it. So we're going to go up 6 rather than 2. So we're going to kind of miss Cardston. But we're going to go up through. Now we're going to hit Pincher Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And in Lundbrook, we'll head north on 22. Is that what it is?
You got it, buddy.
Okay. And then we're going to go
Back in Canada.
Yep, we're back in Canada.
Border crossing day again.
We are going to have another border crossing. Yep. Head north there on 22. Keep going.
Okay.
Through Black Diamond, around on Bragg Creek, Redwood Meadows, and then we're going to be staying up in Cochrane.
Cochrane. Yeah, nice, dude.
So we'll be out of Calgary just a little ways. We can always ride in. It's not that far. Ryan is checking.
I'm checking population of Cochrane because I don't know. Do you know much about it?
No, but I can tell you this: we're getting
Cochrane, Alberta.
Super 8 rooms for like $75 a night Canadian. So it's going to be like $50.
25,000 population.
Yeah, so it's a suburb.
Oh, we're moving up in the world with Cochrane. From Nelson to Cochrane.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're big time, dude.
No question about it.
How many? Let's see. So day 3 from Whitefish, Montana, Cochrane, 291 miles through the Glacier National via Highway 2, 5 hours, 45 minutes saddle time. That's no stops. That's with a border crossing.
Yeah,
it may be longer than that.
With the time in the park, that will be a lot longer. I can guarantee you. That'll be a full day.
Okay, so because we're going to want to stop.
Yeah,
and and
well,
get
the park
shots
speed limit's going to be 35 or whatever, and
right,
that kind of crap.
Jeff's old man River's going to get pissed at you if you don't stop. Like when we went through Yellowstone. Wasn't that Yellowstone? He was fucking pissed at you guys.
Yosemite.
That's right. Yosemite.
When he
was
just
fucking
stopped
pissed
and
threw his hands in the air.
Oh yeah, he was up.
And he looked at me and he was just like
he's
shaking.
ridden through it 4 fucking times and had to stop and take more pictures. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, dude, yeah, he was. Oh my god.
So
that's all you heard. He just got his bike, kickstanded it, threw his fucking hands in the air, dude. Put his hands on his hips and just stared at you guys as you rode away.
I didn't even see him throw his hands in the air. Actually, I didn't give a shit.
Go ahead.
So spend the night in Cochrane, and then get up in the morning and ride down to Bragg Creek.
Okay.
And
this is day 4, right?
Day 4.
This is Patron Day.
Patron Day.
Okay, so good timing.
This is going to be June 29th.
Okay, June 29th will be the Patron Meetup Day. Times in the private Facebook group, or you can hit LD up.
Okay, find Longview in Canada on the map.
Oh, on the map. Do you want me to do it on this map?
Yep, that's fine.
Tell me about where it is because I can't search for that city on Ride
idea.
Planner.
Well, Longview right there at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Zoom in on that.
All right.
Okay, stop right there.
Okay. Oop, I went a little far. Tell me when.
I got a message here from Doug Morgan, and he says turn off on 40 at Longview instead of going through Black Diamond.
Okay.
So 40, I'm guessing, is going to go to the west. Zoom out a little bit. See if that's 40 to the west.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. No, we're not doing that, Doug. That's a ridiculous recommendation because that's the patron ride, Doug.
Oh.
So
yeah, that's the patron ride. So we are riding.
That is the patron ride.
Yeah.
So on Patron Day, we're gonna. John Patton lives in the Bragg Creek area. We'll ride down. I think is it Bragg Creek or Black Diamond? Shit, Bragg Creek.
I don't know. Dude.
I'm almost positive it's Bragg Creek. So we're gonna meet in the Bragg Creek area. We don't know where yet. Probably Hortons or whatever the little coffee shops are everywhere. It's like Starbucks down here.
Right.
And then once we meet up wherever John says, which will get out to everybody that emails us and says they're coming, we'll meet up there, and then we're going to ride south on 22, and then at Longview, we'll take 40 up and around, back onto 1 to Cochrane.
So you're kind of going through the lower end of, is it Yoho National Park?
I don't know. I'm not from there.
Well, okay, I'm just looking, dude. So we go through Glacier down here. So yeah, so that
I gotta
40 goes.
I got to get into Facebook here. I got to look at the map.
Okay, 40 goes up through, and I'm looking here. It says Banff National Park. And this is the southern end, or it looks like 40 ties up at Kanaskus? Kanaskus. It looks like 40 kind of, or CB or Ozada, right up in that area is where 40 ties back in. But we are the Elbow Sheep Wildland, the Kanaskus Range, Wow, that's going to be, I'll just tell you, it's got to be beautiful. Height of the Rockies Provincial Park. That's off to the west a little bit. Yeah, dude, that's going to be phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal. And I think we have, let's see, Ride with Patrons Day. Yep.
Hang on, I'm looking up the ride.
Lister and Patton, putting ride together. Yep. Dinner at Patton's residence. I got notes here. Yep. And
go back to the map for just a second.
Okay. Yeah, here you go, Rob.
No, go back to the map.
Right here. See,
damn it.
I'm just answering your prior question.
Shit.
Jack Wagon.
Map. Okay.
Jack Wagon.
I'm looking at his little deal and I want to match it up.
Whose little deal?
This is the one that John sent out. The map of the patron ride. It's on the patron group.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to pull that.
Yeah, it's in the patron group. Okay, so yes, it is going to be 40. I wasn't sure if it was 40 or whatever's the other one to the west. 93 or something.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it is 40 out of Longview.
Look at that, Rob. I just named all the stuff we're going to ride up through.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of it.
Yeah, I know you didn't. You can't multitask, dude. No, right here, Banff National Park, and we'll tie back up Cascade Mountain right there. Yeah, dude.
John and Russell both answered me. It is Bragg Creek that he lives near. So
okay, yeah, right.
Meeting up near there.
And I think that is. I wonder how long that ride is. If John Patton can tell us.
Hang on, let me go into my Facebook Messenger because him and I have talked extensively about this.
That's without stopping. I just was curious about saddle time if we were to ride it straight through, which we're not going to do. But
he says it'll be about 4 hours with a few pit stops for pictures and gas.
Okay. So he included everything. So that's a great day ride.
Are you guys happy with the patron ride length and route? And I said, I don't remember the length, but we're up for anything in route. You live there, not us. We trust you.
Nice, dude. So, on you, buddy. On you. And then we get done with that ride, and that's when we're going to meet up for the dinner, right? We're ending up at John's house the way. Okay, good.
Yep. John's hosting us.
And that's where we'll have the shindig, guys. And it'll be kind of a relaxing day because 4 hours isn't a lot. It'll give us some time to get some saddle time and time riding together as a patron group.
Meet up at 9 or so and not real early. And well, I mean, that's up to John. John, you tell us what, fits into your schedule with food and everything else. But if we're going to eat lunch on the ride or not, or if we're going to, I don't really care. You tell us what works. We can stop for lunch or stop for beer and get to your house later or whatever works. I don't care.
Now, Robbie, how do you want to do this? Because I usually, of course, a lot of people will know the time, the location, but about 2 weeks before, I like to put out an email. So to all patrons said, this is the time, this is the location. I usually give them a heads up that it will be coming. It'll be in the morning. And then a couple days before, I have an auto email set up to go out. Okay, it's going to be 9 a.m. Here's the meet. Is there going to be a list? Will you get me a list of patrons so I can create a list?
When I get the email with their shirt size. So this is what I want your email to say. Yes, I'm coming. This is my shirt size. Okay. I will respond to you with the meetup location and time.
Okay.
And then Ryan will send you a couple reminder emails. I'll give you a list of who.
Okay.
I'll probably do it in Excel so you can copy and paste the column.
Nice.
With the emails.
Nice. I like you.
You like that?
I like you, dude. Look at you. High tech.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, man.
Dang, dude. Dang, dude. Okay. Very good. So you've got it organized on that end.
Yep.
So they just want to make sure everybody that wants to go is not in the dark. All the patrons are not in the dark, and that it doesn't sound like they are. You've already been communicating. Any questions you have or any uncertainties, it's just admin at lawabidingbiker.com, and I will forward it, title it Canada Trip. So I know it immediately. Pretty much I'll open it and then I'll forward it to Rob.
John says 4 to 5 hours, start at 10.
Okay, cool. There you go. Start at 10. Meet location forthcoming for the people that are involved. So that's good. That'll get us a good day, mid-afternoon, get done, and then look forward to the dinner. All right. So that is our planned day 5. And then let's see. And we're staying that night. Okay, we are staying. So we'll get done and then head to Cochrane, right? After the meetup, Rob?
Yeah, we're staying at the same hotel.
So we'll leave Patton's and then, we'll stay at the same hotel that night. And then June 30th, day 5, or I guess day 5.
Russell's laughing at me because I said I'm high tech.
He's laughing because he said, that's awesome, dude.
Because he knows better. Because he's basically my high tech consultant.
Correct.
When he comes and stays at my house.
Right, like when you want to get GoPros and stuff. And you're just texting me and Russell.
Oh, yeah, basically.
Going back and forth. Day 5, leave in the morning from Cochrane to Alberta, right?
Cochrane is in Alberta.
To Kelowna, yeah.
Cochrane to Kelowna. We're going to take Highway 1 through Banff, Revelstoke. Beautiful area up there.
So we're going back. We're riding a lot of Banff because Patron Day, we're riding the southern end of it. And then on our way back, we're riding right through the damn middle of it, right?
We'll be stopping in Banff. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
Amazing city. You'll be surprised. The hotels are like Whistler or something like that. They're huge, beautiful hotels. Not much of a population. I don't think it's a ski town.
Okay.
And then
7,847.
Yeah, but it's
cool.
Go back and click on that picture.
Oh, that is a badass picture, dude.
This is like Tahoe or something. I mean, this is straight up tourist.
You know, I'm going to get some shots of that, bro.
So
I don't know why that damn image didn't come up, Robbie.
I don't either. You've been banned.
Yeah, I've been banned.
So then after Banff, we'll probably stop in Revelstoke, which is kind of a neat little town, and then cruise on down to Kelowna, spend the night.
Okay.
And then how far is that day?
Let's go here, day 5. So 359 miles, 7 hours saddle time. Because
so not bad.
Not bad, because we're going through the national park there.
Yeah, but that is a straight up freeway, though. It's like 90 going through.
Through the national park?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It's not like a windy forest. No shit.
It's 2 lanes each way.
Oh, wow.
It's 4-lane freeway.
How'd you know that? Did you look it up?
I've ridden it.
Oh, that's right. You've ridden it. Yeah. My bad.
There's no, there's like exit ramps and stuff. It's not like you just turn off at a place.
Okay. Let's look at, dude, I want to see that image, dude. Oh, yeah. Look at, you know what it reminds me of, Robbie? Banff? Looking at the pictures here, it reminds me of Jackson Hole.
Oh, yeah.
Wyoming, dude.
Exactly. Yep.
Totally, huh?
Exactly.
Wow, I got to get some shots of that shit, dude.
Look at that elk up there. There's tons of wildlife in that area.
We don't need to be hitting an elk, bro.
No, definitely not.
Dude.
Well, if we
look at the size of that son of a bitch.
If we got out of town a little bit, we would see some wildlife probably up there.
So we got to keep it real, dude.
No. I mean, not like haul ass. I mean, like take some back road, maybe 10 minutes out of town just to check it out.
Dude.
But there's like greenway type trails right along the freeway and stuff. People out riding bikes and everything.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just ride around and wave our hands. Hey.
There's lots of that.
They'll think we're Canadian, bro.
Lots of that and such.
They'll be sure. Yeah.
So then we're gonna ride. So we'll end up in Kelowna, and then Kelowna home that last day, which is going to be about 6 hours. I work night shift that night.
Yeah, 6 hours saddle time. So you got to get back.
So I'm gonna be. I'm gonna.
Dude, why don't you take that shit off, dude? Or you under
we're
manpower? Yeah.
So it'll depend on what guys want to, but I'm probably going to be leaving at like 7 a.m. So, I mean, if 2 groups leave, that's fine. But
sometimes we have to do that last day if a guy has to get back to work. We've done that in the past.
I got to get home in time to sleep a little bit.
Right. Yep, I'm tracking. Okay, so
definitely if you guys like booze, anything, and you can, booze is one thing, but if you like booze, pack it in your saddlebag, look at the rules, take as much as you can. If you like beer and you can fit it, take it. It's super expensive in Canada. Beer.
God, I don't think I can fit anything, dude. I've got all my film gear and my regular gear.
I couldn't fit like a half rack of beer or nothing, but I could fit a bottle of whiskey.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fit a bottle of whiskey. Maybe the Jameson, the Canadian, got me. I'll bring it right back into Vancouver and drink it in Vancouver.
Wave at him, stuff like that.
They're in Canada, yeah, dude.
So we've got. So take what you can. I mean, I'm talking case of beer is $50.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, but they're, like socialists up there. I mean, fuck, they can afford that.
No
shit
guns
somehow.
and expensive liquor.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible. This will probably be our last ever trip to Canada. Just FYI.
Russell Roberts threw out Transcontinental Highway.
That's what Highway 1 is. They also call it the Coca-Cola. It's the highway that goes across Canada.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, dude. It's going to be. Hey, so you can take 1 bottle of whiskey. Did we talk about that? You think 1 bottle of whiskey is okay? We talked about it in a prior podcast.
It's not bottle. It's so many milliliters. But you have a link on there.
I did. Look at that's how organized I am, dude. I put a link. Here's a link to rules for bringing booze and tobacco across the board.
Hang on, though. You're not. Scroll up.
Uh-huh.
You're not sending that email out, though.
What email?
Or that page. You're not sending that out.
This page, no.
Yeah,
this is my personal.
It's got your confirmation numbers and everything.
Yeah, no, this is my personal. I make this every year and I take it with me. It's got hotel information, confirmation, prices.
Right. Put that link in the deal.
In the right now?
In your podcast notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I will put it right here.
So wine, up to 1.5 liters of wine, up to 53 fluid ounces. Alcoholic beverages, up to 1.14 liters, up to 40 fluid ounces.
Okay.
And then beer or ale, up to 8.5 liters, up to 287
It's
fluid
liters.
ounces.
Please say liters.
Liters. So it's approximately 24 cans or bottles of beer.
Okay.
And then one large standard bottle of liquor, so 40 ounces. I don't know what that equates to.
A good fifth of alcohol, one bottle.
And then 2 bottles of wine is the 53 fluid ounces.
You'll have your 2 bottles of wine. I know you.
Fuck it. Dick. Cigars, up to 50 cigars.
Oh, yeah, so I can bring my backwoods.
Yep, so you can bring it backwoods.
Nice. I got to have my backwoods, bro.
The embargo has been lifted. If you are in Canada coming back, you can bring Cuban cigars up to 50.
Back in, huh?
Yep.
Nice. That's a good page. I just posted that link. I'll put it in the show notes, but I posted that link in
You can have 200 tobacco sticks.
Tobacco sticks.
Whatever the fuck.
What's a tobacco stick? Is that a nice name for a fucking cigarette?
Maybe like olden days when you bit off a chunk of chew. I don't know.
Right. No doubt, dude.
Old Westerns.
Let's thank these people very, very quickly.
John Phillips of Harlem, Georgia. Donated. Randolph Marshall, thank you very much. Those are donations.
Thanks, guys. We love our patrons. We want you involved as a patron. We want you involved in the community. But if the only way you can support us is through a flat donation, we never balk at a flat donation. Lawabidingbiker.com/donate if that's the way you choose that you want to support us. We absolutely have a lot of people that leave flat donations. We've had a lot of super chats too, Robbie. We've done 4 live episodes this weekend, and people can super chat. And basically what they do is they hit the little sign in the lower corner, lower right hand if you're on Android. If you're on a computer, it's lower left. Anyways, it's a $sign. They're trying to roll it out for iOS still. It's in beta. But people leave super chats right here, and their comment gets posted. It gets highlighted, and they can say whatever they want, and they can donate a certain amount. We've had a lot of super chats, and we thank you guys from previous live episodes this weekend. I always like to mention that we do have the super chat now, so thanks. That's another way, obviously, people have donated. A bunch of the guys who are already patrons, including Russell, and just donated on top of being a patron, and others too. So thank you guys for that. Amazing. So let's wrap it up, Robbie. Last things that you want to say, last things going on in chat, and we'll wind this thing down.
Shoot me that email. In your subject line, put Canada trip attendance or something like that, so they don't even have to look at it because they're busy.
Right.
You'll forward it right to me. I'll need your t-shirt size, and if you're attending, and then we will also get what else?
Then once I forward it to Robbie.
Oh, and I'll get you the location and time of meetup. Meetup time is probably going to be 10. I'll get you the location.
Okay. And then that will, once I forward it to Robbie, you'll be in direct contact with Robbie. And I would just, like I say, want to publicly right here thank Rob because he's a busy man like all of us, just coming and going, which is he barely got here today. That was just because he freaking forgot. But he is busy, and he's got family. We've all got families and full-time jobs, and we're trying to do this on the side. But he puts in an inordinate amount of time, and you guys know he's kind of the social coordinator behind the scenes here at Law Abiding Biker. He really, really coordinates. And thanks to, Patton and the Johns up there and Lister, and everybody.
Those are the same people, dipshit.
Sorry, yeah. See, I just, dude, this is
Patton and the Johns and Lister.
And I know,
what the fuck, dude?
Sorry. It's been a very, very, very long weekend.
That's good info.
Good info, straight good info. So sorry about that. Thank you up there for, hooking everything up and working. And I'm sorry, my brain is absolute mush after this weekend. So if that's the only wrong thing I said, then that's pretty good, dude. That's pretty good. So guys, with that, if there's no more questions, we appreciate you being involved in the live chat and as usual, and we look forward to the Canada trip. We're excited. It's definitely riding season around here. I went out last night, and you guys can relate to this, all you bikeaholics. It's in our spirit. It's in our hearts. It's just the personality I am, and my 12-year-old daughter, she has my personality, and I'm sorry for that she got it, but she's really needs to ride like me. And so we went out last night. I often take her during the day. Obviously, there's extra dangers at night when I have my 12-year-old passenger on there, but moon was out, stars were out. It was 75 degrees, and we went out at 10 at night. She just had to get out and ride like me. It's my shrink. It's the way I stay sane, and we went out just an hour and a half in that beautiful, beautiful summer weather with the crickets and the moon and the stars. We went to Outlook overlooking the city, and we both came back just, we could breathe. You know how that is, and you're just like, you forgot about everything, I was able to actually just be like, I'm done, and I'm going to bed, which is rare for me. But that's what that motorcycle does to us, guys. You all know exactly what I'm talking about. It's our shrink. It's the way we get out, the way we stay sane, the way we unwind. People who don't ride motorcycles have no clue what we're talking about. But you all that ride motorcycles know that it's party and it's something you just have to do and have to get out and have to ride, breathe that fresh air. The smells, the orchards, the different temperatures, the pockets, the hot pockets, the cold pockets, all know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's why we just absolutely love this community, guys, because we all are on the same sheet of music and we know exactly what we're talking about, what that feeling is. All right, guys, thanks a lot for being involved, and we'll take it out. Don't forget, guys, you can hit us up on the Lab hotline phone number, 509-731-3548, or leave us a voicemail from anywhere in the world, right from your built-in microphone in your computer, lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail. Don't forget, we have the app, guys, our official app. It's free. It's supported by patrons, lawabidingbiker.com/app for iOS or Android. Of course, you can listen on any other podcast.
Stitcher Radio.
I remember that. And you can listen on any other app, any other podcast aggregator, but the app does make it super easy. So there you go, Robbie.